Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what it means to have Mars and Taurus in your natal chart. So before I start, I wanted to talk about what Mars means in general in your natal chart. So Mars is a masculine energy. It is ruled by both Aries and Scorpio, and Mars represents your divine masculine energy, your willpower, how you take action, what motivates you. It's what you're sexually attracted to, and it's also your temperament. How a Mars and Taurus takes action is really all about slow and steady wins the race. You know, these people really take their time on things. They're not the kind of people to rush into things. They're not impulsive, even though Mars is an impulsive energy. But when it's in Taurus, it's more slowed down and it's more methodical, and it is more step by step and more practical in its actions. The reason Mars and Taurus takes their time on taking action on things is because they're all about security, specifically financial security, because Taurus is a money sign. So it's very much so concerned about their financial security. Mars and Taurus doesn't want to make any wrong moves. It doesn't want to make any impulsive actions or take any risks due to not wanting to jeopardize their financial security or their security in general. They like to be comfortable. You know, they like to know where they're going to land next. They aren't the biggest risk takers, and you know, that could kind of hinder them a little bit, because sometimes you got to take risks in life in order to come into more abundance. Even though Taurus is all about having abundance all around them, they're very practical about how they go about obtaining their abundance. Taurus is a Venus-ruled sign, and it's a receptive energy. So Taurus isn't the kind of energy to go after things or chase things, even though that's very Mars. Mars likes to go after things. It likes to go get it. Taurus is more so into the whole manifestation, having patience and let things come to you, and knowing things will come to you at the right place at the right time. Taurus isn't the kind of energy to exert too much energy, even though Mars loves to exert energy. But when it's in Taurus, Mars has trouble exerting a lot of energy because that Taurus energy wants to sit back and just let things come to them. Mars and Venus are similar in the sense that they are both ruled by their desires, but the difference is Venus is a receiver of their desires. Mars is the kind of energy that goes after their desires. Mars and Taurus, they are receivers of their desires. So they may have a little bit of trouble when it comes to having to get up and go after what they want sometimes. A person with this placement, they have to learn how to take a little bit more action. They have to understand that Taurus isn't in Venus now. Taurus is in Mars, where now you got to exert a little bit more energy in order to materialize the things that you want. The thing about Mars and Taurus, though, is that they have patience. And I know Mars in general as an energy isn't a patient energy at all, but when Mars is in Taurus, they understand patience is key when you're putting in those steps to get whatever it is that you want and trying to materialize whatever it is that you want. I will say though, the lesson with Mars and Taurus is that they have to learn how to be a little bit quicker to do things, because when Taurus is now in the territory of Mars, now you have to learn that certain things you can't just sit back and wait for them to come to you. Now you got to take action. You have to be a little bit more proactive so you don't miss out on certain opportunities. And I feel like Mars and Taurus, they can have a tendency to miss out on certain opportunities that could have been great for them. But since they were a little too slow to move towards that opportunity, they miss it. So Mars and Taurus, in this life, you're learning how to move a little bit faster on things. Just be okay with the fire being lit under your ass a little bit to, get up and go and get going. Mars and Taurus is the kind of Mars sign that is very conservative with their energy. They don't like to waste their energy, just like how they don't like to waste their money. The thing with Taurus is, since Taurus is the money sign, they see their energy like money. So just like their money, they only invest their energy in people, places, and things that are of high quality or of value to them. Just like any kind of material possession that they have, they only invest their money in certain material possessions that are of high quality or of value to them. So this is how they treat people, places, and things as well. Mars and Taurus, they assess the person or the situation, and they evaluate whether, is this worth my time and energy or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mars and Taurus isn't the kind of energy to just invest their energy into anything and everything. That's just Mars in general. Mars energy in general, it'll take action on anything and everything just for the experience and just for the thrill of it. Not Mars and Taurus. Mars and Taurus, they're very particular about where they place their energy and what they're getting involved in. The only time a Mars and Taurus will take action and invest their energy into something is if that something will be of value to them and it's worth their energy, or if the situation will bring them more financial stability and luxury into their life, they'll definitely take action then. Moving on to what motivates a Mars and Taurus to take action. And simply put, it's financial security, money, and luxury. And that's that. The motto with Mars and Taurus is money is the motive. If it ain't about money, then I don't want to be no part of it. And that's it. Mars and Taurus, these are things that they deeply desire. Deeply, deeply. Not only because they're ruled by Venus as it is, but now Taurus is in Mars, and Mars is your desires. So Mars and Taurus deeply, deeply desires financial security and just money in general, money to just spend on luxury and just being comfortable. Mars and Taurus is very passionate about making sure they're financially good. You know what I'm saying? And they put all their willpower into making sure that they're financially independent. And they will do anything possible to make sure that they are secure in that aspect, because having money to Taurus is what brings up their confidence level. You know, if they don't have money, then they lack confidence. Having financial stability, having financial security is very important to a Mars Taurus self-esteem. They make sure that that is top priority in their life, and that is like the first thing that they take care of in their day-to-day life, because Mars is the energy that you use to do the day-to-day things, your everyday things, you know what I'm saying? And that is where Mars in Taurus puts a lot of their energy into making sure they have different kinds of financial sources. You know, these are your people, they're really good at having multiple sources of incomes. Like Mars and Taurus, like they are the hustlers out of all the Mars signs. Very close to Mars and Capricorn, but Mars and Taurus, like they're some hustlers. And when I think of the song by Cassidy, I'm a hustler, I'm a hustler, homie. That song is definitely Mars and Taurus all the way. Yeah, so Mars and Taurus, they're definitely hustlers when it comes to gaining financial stability in their life. And that is the driving force that pushes them to make the necessary changes in their life to put themselves in a better position. They'll mainly make changes when it comes to jobs. They're not going to stay at a job that's not paying them what they're worth, because Taurus is all about what they're worth. And if a job is not paying them what they're worth, they're going to leave that job and go to another job that pays them what they're worth. So that's the only time you'll see a Mars and Taurus make changes in their life, because as we know, Taurus isn't too fond of change. Taurus is the kind of sign, they're comfortable where they're at. They don't like to move around too much or make too many changes to their situation. But when it comes to their work and their income, they're willing to explore different avenues of making income. As long as that income pays them what they're worth and can bring them that lavish lifestyle that they desire, they're cool with trying different things to make income as long as that income is worth it and it's good. So let's talk about a Mars and Taurus temperament. What gets them upset? And I would say nothing much really. Honestly, a Mars and Taurus, they don't waste their energy on unnecessary things. You won't catch them being overreactive or getting upset over petty dramas. They're too focused on getting their money and making sure their life is in order to be worried about being mad over little petty things that go on around them. I will say they have the capability of getting upset, of course, because we're all human, but with Mars and Taurus, it's only for certain reasons they'll get really mad. Like, say if you disrespect them, because Mars is all about they value themselves and they want other people to value them. So if you have the nerve to disrespect them, Mars and Taurus is going to feel very offended and they'll react badly to that. Or if you mess with their possessions, like their money or just their material possessions, just items that they spent a lot of money on. If you just touch their stuff without asking, Mars and Taurus will snap on you real quick about their personal items. They don't like their stuff to be touched, especially without asking. They're very territorial about their stuff. Another thing with Mars and Taurus is that their anger, when it does come out, it's very explosive and it really takes people by surprise. And that's because Taurus is an earth sign. So earth signs, they tend to repress a lot of their emotions, especially their anger. So when it comes out, it's like, oh my goodness, like this is intense. Mars and Taurus, kind of watch out for that and try not to push them too far, because when they get mad, it's not going to be a pretty sight at all. Because of that Venus influence, they like that peace, that serenity. They don't like drama, they don't like chaos, so they avoid any kind of conflict. They don't like conflict at all. Mars and Taurus, I will say the good thing is that they're slow to anger, and that's because they have a lot of patience. They're not like Mars and Aries, where Mars and Aries, they're quick to turn up on your ass. Like, they don't care. Like, it's like in a split second, it's like, boom, I'm mad. Mars and Aries. But Mars and Taurus, it takes time for them to get really mad at you. Mars and Taurus does face the challenge of people wanting to challenge them, because Mars and Taurus and just Taurus energy in general, it's so calm and collected and unbothered about stuff. People will want to challenge you. You know what I'm saying? Either on purpose, or some people come into your life to challenge you to express yourself, Mars and Taurus. You have to really open up and explore those emotions. And I know as an earth sign, and especially an earth sign that's ruled by Venus, you don't want to go there with your emotions. You rather just stay on the surface and just be serene and cool and collected. But in this life with Mars and Taurus, you are challenged to express yourself and be open with all kinds of emotions that you feel, especially anger, because I feel like you're going to encounter a lot of situations where things will want to get you pretty angry, and the universe wants you to release those repressed emotions. The universe wants to teach you that it's okay to express these emotions. That's what Mars is trying to teach you. Mars is trying to teach you to openly express how you feel and not hide it from people because you want to appear pleasant and diplomatic and peace, love, and harmony, and you want to appear like this calm, collected person that doesn't get bothered by stuff you do. You're human, and it's part of your being to experience all levels of emotions, including the negative emotions. You know what I'm saying? You're not a bad person for that, Mars and Taurus. You have the right to express how you feel, especially if you're angry about something. Express it. Let somebody know where you stand on things and how you feel, so they know not to do whatever it is again to you, you know. But if you just brush it off, nobody will know that certain things are not cool with you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's important to stand your ground when it's necessary. Not all situations call for that peace, love, harmony reaction. Some situations call for you to get a little upset and get a little bothered. Mars and Taurus, it is okay for you to get angry. Don't judge yourself. Be open to exploring those emotions. Now let's talk about what sexually attracts the Mars and Taurus. Mars and Taurus is sexually attracted to somebody with money. If you could wine and dine a Mars and Taurus, they'll most likely sleep with you. This placement has the potential of being a gold digger. And that's not all Mars and Taurus people. You got to check your aspects and the rest of your chart. But they can be gold diggers with this placement. But a lot of the times, this placement can indicate you're just sexually attracted to somebody that just has their life together. And not only can they take care of themselves, but they could also take care of you. Mars and Taurus is sexually attracted to somebody that is pleasing to the eye, somebody that has a classy aesthetic, somebody that looks nice, feels nice, dresses nice, somebody that stimulates the five senses. Taurus rules the five senses, and somebody that is just as sensual as Mars and Taurus. That is all I have for Mars and Taurus. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below, or you could send me an email. You can also DM me on Instagram. I'll leave my Instagram in my description box, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.